Good afternoon, everybody. And today's topic, Shweta has already mentioned that it is going to be power of Bluebeam markups. And the existing user are using it for markups only. And I will run through the few slides first, and then we'll start with the actual demonstration or webinar on the application itself. So today's agenda for us is going to be, these are the main topics, like we'll talk about the markup tools, then we'll talk about the properties toolbar, then how to create a standard library using the tool chest and its functionality. Then there will be a markup list, wherein you are logging all your markups or comments or even the measurements in a list, and that can be extracted. And finally, we will have the Q&A session. Now, to cover this agenda, I've broken it down into number of topics. Like we'll start with the introduction to Bluebeam markups, then what are different types of markups are there, how you can access the markup tools, some basic markup functions we will cover, some advanced features also we'll cover. Then we'll talk about the tool chest and tool sets. So that is especially required when you want to do the standardization of the commenting tools or markup tools across your organization, or maybe department wise you want to do the standardization. Then whatever markups or comments that you are going to do on the PDFs, we'll have a markup list available to us that can be extracted in the form of a CSV file or like an Excel file. You can open it in Excel and further modify it, or you can also extract the summary, markup summary, in the form of a PDF. And then there will be some tips for efficient markup usage. And then finally, we will have the Q&A session. All right. So now I'm going to jump to the actual application. On my screen, you are seeing the user interface of Bluebeam. And the latest version, which we are going to see today, is, you can see it from the review menu about, it is 21.4. So this is the latest version of Bluebeam. And also, right from the version 21.x, like 21.0 onwards, it is a named user license. Earlier, it was a kind of a pool of licenses or network licenses, but now it is locked to the name user. So that is nothing but your Bluebeam ID is your email ID now. And that information, once you install the application, the first time it will ask you to log in, and that login information gets reflected on the right hand side of your user interface. So you can see over here, this is my Bluebeam account, which is nothing but my Bluebeam ID is same as my email address. The license comes from the APAC regions server, which is hosted in Australia. And my plan is complete. So you may be knowing, I mean, the existing users must be knowing that we have three flavors of Bluebeam: the basic, core, and complete. So complete has got the entire set of features. If you want to know more about which all features are available in which plan, you can refer to the Bluebeam site and check for the Bluebeam pricing. It will show you the features for basic, core, and complete. So today we are going to see the interface. I mean, this is the interface or the tools which are available in the complete. So in the main user interface, it is, I mean, I'm just covering it for the new users also, those who do not know anything about Bluebeam, or they are not existing users of Bluebeam. So Bluebeam is an authoring tool for PDF files, and it has been developed specifically by engineers for engineers. So you can imagine that we are, I mean, Bluebeam is having strong capabilities for handling the engineering drawings or technical illustrations. And this is the user interface, which is very intuitive. Like any other application, you get to see the menu bar on the top, and the toolbars maybe on the right hand side or top side you are seeing. They are not currently highlighted. The reason for that is I have not started with any PDF file or not opened any PDF file. So now you can see the tools under the complete plan are now been, they are enabled. Okay, so this is your menu bar, this is your toolbar, even this is toolbar. On the left hand side that you see, it is called as the panels. Why panels? Because like I can close them, and the panels, when I click onto any of the panel, so that opens up. So this is a panel access bar actually, and the main tools are either situated in the toolbar or they are in the panels. So the most important ones over here is you can have the file access, or you can have the thumbnails of the pages which are there in that document. Then you have a tool chest, which is nothing but the library of all the tools that you would be using for the commenting or measurement. Then you have got the properties toolbar, properties panel. You have dimension or the measurement panel. You have a search panel. So in your drawing, if you want to do the estimation basis on the PDF, then you can use the search functionality. You can search by text, or you can search by visual or the graphics. And then you also have the studio, in which you have a studio project, which is nothing but like a lightweight document management system. And you have a session. So this project and sessions, these are cloud functionalities. I mean, there is a studio cloud server is there, in which you can host the project, which is nothing but a document management system. You can store n number of files of different file types, and you can create a folder structure for a particular project. You can create lots of projects. There is no limitation to the size or the number of files or number of projects that you can create in your studio server. So that is about the projects part. And the studio station is nothing but it is again an online collaboration tool, wherein you can invite multiple parties, stakeholder, could be internal as well as external, and simultaneously they will be able to do the markups on the drawing. Okay, actually, if you refer to our earlier session, webinar sessions, so we have already covered one session on the Bluebeam measurements, and the next session was about Studio Cloud. So in that we have covered the projects and the studio session more in depth. But today we are going to concentrate only on the markups part. So starting with, let me just quickly open a file. Okay, so this is your workspace. This was your access panel, I already mentioned. And at the bottom, you will see a markup list. Okay, so whatever markups, commenting that you're going to do, they will get logged over here. Okay, and then that can be extracted in the form of a CSV summary or PDF summary that we will see more in depth later on. Okay, then at the bottom of this workspace, this is a navigation bar, wherein you can, like say, suppose if you open multiple files, so this way you can open multiple files, but if you want to see them side by side, you can split the workspace into number of parts. Maximum divisions that you can do is 16 divisions of the workspace. Okay, so maybe you can use this split kind of functionality while comparing the revisions, or there could be one base document as a reference document, and with reference to that you want to do the markups on the other drawing. There could be specification and data sheet kept in one window and the actual drawing in another window where you want to do the markup. So this way you can utilize it. I mean, you can further split it like this, and in every tab you can have a different drawing open. Currently it is syncing. That is because I mean, same part of the drawing it is syncing. If it is the same revision, this is very useful. But if you don't want that syncing to happen, you can just go to view and then tick this off, synchronize document. Now it won't synchronize, it will not zoom or pan when you are doing it in the in one screen. Okay, but so by default it is generally on. Then another thing that you want is, while working on the PDF drawing, if it is being extracted from your CAD application, generally it shows the line weights. So you can enable or disable the line weight. So now this has enabled the line weight, but then it becomes sometimes difficult to pinpoint the exact endpoint or the intersection point. So many a times it is preferred that you disable this line weight and work on those sharp lines. Okay. Another thing that has been added or added feature, latest feature, is the dark mode. So those who are CAD users or CAD lovers, they would like to see their drawings in this particular dark mode. So that also is now available for us. So this is just the basics about user interface. The other important things that I want to tell you is, you can always go to help menu, and there are many resources available over here. If you are a new user or even if you are a seasoned user, you can still launch these review tutorials, and currently it is showing on the other screen. Wait, let me show you. And I'll just quickly show you this launch tutorial. Are you able to see? So, Shweta, are you able to see launch tutorials? Hello, Shweta?
I can see this page, new
Yeah,
Bluebeam Cloud.
correct, correct. So there are, these are the features which are there in the Bluebeam. If you want to learn more about markup tools, you can just go there, click, these are the topics which will be covered. Just go to next, and then, sorry, now it has come on the other screen. So you will see something like this in your user interface. This is a video tutorial file which you can run, or I mean, there are sample files also on which, I mean, at your pace, you will be able to learn those features. So likewise, you can learn the features. You can launch the review tutorials. Another thing is, using your Bluebeam ID, you can log into Bluebeam University also. So you can use this Bluebeam University, you can log in with your Bluebeam ID, and there are lots of courses over here. You can just go to new user onboarding and go through these basically 3 courses. Start using Bluebeam today, review essentials, and collaborating with Studio. Roughly about 30 minutes, 1.5 hour, and 45 minutes. All right. So this is about the resources. If you go through this, you will find some more resources also, like keyboard shortcuts or what is new. So all such things will be available to you. So that is about the help. Now we will start with actual today's topic, as the first thing is markups. So you want to do the markups on this particular drawing, and then maybe assign it to somebody else, or you want to keep a log of it. If there are any comments, you want to check the status for them, whether those comments are being incorporated or accepted or rejected, all such things you'll be able to do using the markups. So you get these markup tools on the right hand side, and few of them are on the top also. The best way to find them is just go to tools menu and go to markups. So these are different types of markups tools available for marking on the PDF file. You might have come across, or you may already may be using other PDF authoring tools like Adobe or some other PDF tools, and they also have the markup tools, but Bluebeam offers many more tools over here. So say for example, if you want to give arrow and a text kind of comment, generally there will be a text box and there will be a arrow separately. But over here you get the call out. So call out is nothing but it's a combination of your arrow as well as the text information. Okay, so you can just start with the call out type of comment. And the advantage of call out type of comment is you can even go on adding more number of leaders to the same comment. So you need not type this again and again. You just have to right click and add a leader line wherever you want to put that comment. So you can put like this. So you can see whatever comment I'm marking, it also gets registered in the markup list. Okay. The other thing is once you mark, you can also change its properties right from the subject. So every comment you should keep a habit of giving a meaningful subject. So say suppose this comment is by an architect. So you can mention this as architect comment. Okay, so you can see it gets reflected over here. I can of course change it from here also. Whatever comment I've written, that gets reflected over here. I can change the other properties, as I can change the color of this particular comment. I can also change the font color for this comment. I can increase, decrease the size of the text information. And you see, since it is associated with this particular comment, automatically even these arrows also get shifted. Okay. The other most commonly used markup tool is the Cloud Plus. So Cloud Plus is again nothing but it's a cloud and there is a text. So it's a combination of cloud as well as the text together. Okay. The advantage is it becomes a unified, or it's a group of objects, and you don't need to deal with them separately, because what will happen is if you extract this summary, it is going to show you this as one comment. But if you do it as separate, it will like then go into different categories, and it will be difficult to identify whether the markups, I mean whether the cloud is associated with this text or something else. So you should always keep a habit of using the group kind of markups. So call out and the Cloud Plus are the best one. Now the other properties in the call out you can change is you can change the feel of this particular cloud mark. Oh, sorry, not for the text, for the cloud itself. Okay, but once when you fill this with some color, it becomes totally opaque. So either you can reduce the feel of this particular cloud, or the best way is instead of, I mean it changes the color otherwise if you are reducing the opacity. Instead of that, you can turn it into a highlighter. So then whatever is behind that gets that gets visible. Okay. Again, for this, now I will maybe mention this is a comment for maybe architect only. Again, architect comment. Okay. So the moment I make the subjects similar, you can see it gets segregated under the heading as architect comment. So likewise, you can put now say suppose this is the electrical room. So if you want to put any comments from the perspective of electrical, so MEP team may be there. So then in that case, they can use the comment with maybe different properties, but you can mention it. Oh, sorry, markups, cloud plus. Something is wrong. And this particular comment, you can mention it as electrical comment. So likewise, you will be able to segregate various comments. Okay. Now, uh, so there are different types of commenting tools we saw in the markups, and even the you should be able to do the measurements or counting of the objects. So even these are nothing but kind of commenting tools only, the stamps and all. So if you want to put any stamps, there are some predefined stamps over here. You can also create your stamps. uh, you can customize stamps, so those stamps can be applied in the stamp area over here. So likewise, there are many, or you can even have the signature. You can create the digital forms using this forms functionality. With one click, you will be able to create a digital form. So now coming back to the markups part, now what I will show you is how to create a symbol library. Okay. Now on my left hand side, there is this tool chest, and under the tool chest, you have got lots of tool sets. Okay, so all these are nothing but different tool sets. Okay, so like suppose if I want to reuse any of this, I can simply use this, and it will come with the subject engineer review. Okay, for example, like this. So you can see automatically the subject is also taken. So what if you want to reutilize this particular architect comment properties for marking somewhere else, maybe in this drawing, or maybe you want to share this particular symbol of markup with your colleague. So what you can do is you can add this particular symbol in any of these tool sets. My tools is the one which is like a customized tool set or tailor-made tool set for you to add your own tools. There are certain other tools which are by default, they come along with the license. And if you want to create altogether new tool set, under the tool set, you can always go to manage tool set. And over here, there is a plus sign and you can create a new tool set. So over here, there are certain tools till maybe the construction symbols, but quantity, beams, columns, braces, RFI, all these are being generated or created by myself. So you can also do the same thing if you want to create your own symbols. We can create a different tool set and then add it into it. But currently what I will show you is how to add it maybe in one of the tool sets. So what you do is whichever symbol you want to reuse, select that, right click onto it and say add to tool chest. And then you are going to see the same tool sets over here and you can add it into suppose my tool. So you can see over here, this particular symbol got added in my library. It is that very easy. Just right click and say add to tool chest and select whichever tool sets you want to add to. Okay. Now, if I want to reuse this, I'll simply click and then put it on whichever area I want. Say suppose this is the area. Okay. But the problem over here is currently it is in the drawing mode. So it is copying everything exactly as it was there in the library. So this is called as drawing mode of the comment. Now, instead of this, what you want is you can delete this. And what you want is you want to use the properties of this comment or this symbol, but you don't want it to be exactly same. So you just double click onto this symbol and then it turns into this different symbol. Now it is in the properties mode and then you can redefine your cloud. Okay. And then with the help of shift, you can shift this particular comment on whichever side you want. So this is called as properties mode of a comment, or this is the drawing mode of a comment. Okay. And you can display it in the form of a symbol or more in detail also. If you would like to increase or decrease the size of this particular commenting tool, you can do that by moving this slider. Okay. So this is how we can add any symbol to any of the tool sets. Now let us quickly create maybe one tool set for you. So what we can do is go to manage tool sets and I will create new one and I will say webinar tool set. And then this I have to uh, save this as a BTX file. So BTX file is nothing but Bluebeam tools extension. So I'll save it in the default path. It picks up automatically the default path. Okay. And you should be able to see it when you say okay, you should be able to see it here. So there is this webinar toolset created, but it does not have any of the symbols or tools right now. So what I can do is whichever type I want to add, suppose I want to add this, I will right click, add to tool chest and say webinar toolset. Why? Second, maybe I have to save this. Okay, it is showing still not initiated, but I can show you the other thing. Like suppose if you have created this kind of tool set, you can also export them or import them. Okay, so say suppose for example this architect review, you want to share it with your colleague, you can export it, and when you export it, it becomes a btx file, .btx file, and then whenever you want, you can import it. Sorry, you can import it. So there will be a .btx file which you can import. Okay? looks like some minor glitch. Okay, but this way you can import and export your tool sets into the profile. Now, I mentioned about the profile. So let's go to the profile. There is something called as profiles with review advanced, quantity takeoff, and field issues. These are the profiles which will be made available to you by default. So they are nothing but, for the different types of workflows, you can uh, switch to a particular profile. So say for example, if you are working on the quantity takeoff, so you can use this. What what do I mean by profile is whatever current user interface that you are seeing, whichever tool sets that you are seeing or toolbars that you are seeing, their position that you are seeing, uh, basically the user interface and the tool sets which are there under tool chest. This is the combination of all this is nothing but your profile. So right now I'm in the review profile. Let me go to review advanced, and you will be able to see there is changes happening in the tool set or the tools which are surrounded over here. So earlier the entire panel, the panel access bar was only on the left hand side. Now it has split into left and right side. So simultaneously, maybe you can open two different panels on the left hand side and right hand side. Okay, then there are some, the toolbar tools which were present on the right hand side, they went onto the top. And in the tool chest, you may be able to see some different symbols altogether, which were not there. Some of the tool sets are common, which were there even in the review. So likewise, you can use any of the default ones, or you can create your own profile also. So whatever is the user interface currently, that will appear in your profile. So this demo profile we have created. So similar to the tool set, you can go to manage profile and then you can create a new one. So say for example, webinar profile. Okay, so whatever is the current display as well as the tools which are there inside this, they got saved under the profile webinar. Okay, and as you change or go on adding the more number of tool sets into the tool chest, they all will be saved under your webinar profile. And over here also, similar to your tool chest, you have this import and export option. So the file extension for the profiles is BPX, which is nothing but Bluebeam profile extension. Okay, and suppose like say for example you want this field issue to be exported, you can select it, say export, so it saves as .bpx file. Okay, so that was about the profiles and various tool sets. The next thing that I want to show you is uh, sometimes you want to have uh, multiple comments and or the comments coming from various disciplines, and you want to merge them into a single document. Okay, so over here I have I can open from the location, and there are the same floor plan, this one, that has been commented by engineer, contractor, and architect. Okay, so I will just quickly open those files for you and show. So you see this, the comments are marked by architect over here. These are the comments marked by contractor, and these are the comments marked by engineer. So you can see in the subject line also, it is all engineer. They have the different visual properties also. These are marked by contractor, and then these are marked by architect. Okay. Now, if you want to combine all these together in a single floor plan, you can import them over here. Okay. So to import the comment, you have to just go to markups list, go to markups and say import. Okay. And then you open those files. So what it does is it will not copy the base file. It will just pick up only the comments from there and it will put it over here. Okay. So this way, the commenting, combining of commenting works. So you can, you already have this as segregated comments over here. So if you want, you can filter that out. Say, suppose, for example, you just want to filter out only the architect's comment. Okay. So over here, you can see the rest all comments, they will be disabled or grayed out, and only the comments of architect will be made enabled or visible. Okay. And when you extract this, it will extract only the architect's comments. Okay. So this way you can combine comments from various disciplines. And then once you have got it, and if it is by any chance superimposing, maybe you can select M and, like kind of you can move it, or you can even switch on and off those comments also. There are various columns over here. So currently you are seeing whatever columns which are tick marked, you are able to see them over here, and only they will be extracted when you extract in the CSV summary. Okay, we'll just show you how the summary looks like. So this is how the summary of all your markups will look like. And once it is in the form of an Excel or CSV, which is nothing but comma separated value, you can go on adding more number of columns here also, whichever you want. Say, for example, you want to do some calculations, you want to do estimation of the cost. So you can put the formulas and all those things over here. Or you can also add more number of columns. You just go to manage columns, and in the custom columns, you can create, say, suppose I want to create a custom column name responsibility. You want to assign that particular column, assign that responsibility to particular user or a particular contractor. And this kind of column could be of checkmark type, choice type, date type, formula, number, or text. So since responsibility is a text type of column, I can use this text type. If you want to put it like a due date for executing or working on any comment, then if you put the name as due date, then you should select the date kind of column over here. And then you can see over here, this responsibility column is now added. Okay, so you can just go on clicking onto this, and then I can assign it to anybody. Like, so say suppose this is for the uh, uh, electrical. So this may be this particular comment electrical person needs to take care of. And then you can maybe add in the status. So that electrical person can maybe accept this comment or reject it or maybe complete it. So such kind of status also that person can put. So he can say this is accepted. Okay. Once it is completed, this particular comment is been attended, then he can put the status as completed. But you see over here, the moment I put any comment or any status over here, it does not wipe off the earlier one. It shows the entire history of the comment. Okay. And then these comments can also be extracted in the form of a PDF summary. So this is also another one good tool wherein you can append and hyperlink to the current PDF. So what do I mean by append to the current PDF is currently this is only one page. However, there are many comments marked onto this. So it will add more number of pages, which is nothing but like a PDF summary, and it will put the small screenshots also, and along with that it will also put the comment, the form of a list. So instead of one page, now there are 11 pages over here. The first page is your main drawing and the rest all pages is nothing but all your comments. Okay, and suppose if you zoom into this and then click onto that comment, it will take you to the main drawing. Okay, so this way you can extract the markups in the form of a markup list. Okay, then next thing that I want to show you is okay. So this was about combining comments from various parties and extracting your comments into a Excel sheet or maybe a PDF summary. Now the next thing I want to show you is many times you want to do the markings on your drawing for the RFI. Okay, so let me just open first drawing. Okay, so at this area I have created some symbols which is nothing but, I mean, these are separate objects. This was circle coming from the markups. I mean, you can use the ellipse actually markup, and with the help of shift and control, you can create a circular shape actually. So the same thing I have done. This is a circle. This is nothing but a plain line from here. Okay. Then there is some text like RFI, and there is a number that you want to put for RFI. And then wherever you want to mark these, this number should sequentially increase. Okay, so such type of, suppose, markup commenting tool you want to create. So what you do is you create this with the help of text. Okay, this is with line and this is with ellipse. So now what I will do is I will just place it, be just like placing it like this, or maybe sometimes if even if it is placed not properly, what you can do is you can select all of them and just right click and uh, alignment. Yeah, I'm sorry. So there is something called as align center. So horizontally it can align. Now once it is been aligned, you can select all of them, just right click and group it together. Okay, so now this has become one symbol, right? Now this symbol you want to reuse, and you also want to have the counter for this sequential counter. So first thing what we'll do is, you can see over here there is a subject called as group. Instead of that, I can call it as RFI. Okay, so you can see over here it is an RFI. Now right click onto this and then I can say add to tool chest and my tools. Okay. Then, okay. Now this particular symbol is created and you can start reusing it. But whenever you are, I mean, adding any symbol, it is not, I think it did not take this line. Let me just recreate it. This has not been added to the group. Yeah, now I will add it to the tool chest. Okay, so this is just putting the same sequence number. I mean, it is not sequencing, or it is not like a counter. So for that, what you have to do is you just have to right click onto it and say sequence and define. So over here, you can see the style is 1, 2, 3. You just say OK. And now if you start putting it, you can see it gets sequentially added. I mean, it creates a sequence counter. Now for this, you want to put the status. I mean, RFI statuses you want to make as open and close. So such kind of thing you want to put in the status. So the status over here currently is only accepted, rejected, cancelled, completed, and none. Instead of that, what if you want to have the status as open or close? So you just click over here and go to manage state, and you can add a status for this comment. Model is RFI, and then add the states open, and for open you want to give the color red, and you can also add one more state close, and for that you want to give a color green. Okay, say okay. So now if this, suppose RFI is being generated, you can change its status from open to close. So you can see even the color also changes for that particular RFI. So this way you can visually identify which all the RFI has been closed or open. Okay, you can again, if you want, you can again open it. So it again becomes red. So this kind of sequence or even the color coding also you will be able to uh, uh, make for your symbols. All right. Okay. Now there are various symbols that you can create, but in the Bluebeam site, there is a custom library for Bluebeam. You can just type in for the custom libraries. And then these are the various libraries available to you. So there are many tool sets already available. Okay, so say maybe for mechanical department, or for plumbing department, or maybe interior space department, you want to have the furniture as your commenting tool, or you can add those elements into your PDF drawing if they are not there in the original extracted drawing. So this way you can just download a particular file. So when I download this, it is nothing but, right now it is a zip file, but if you open it, inside this zip file will be nothing but a .btx file, because I already mentioned that btx is nothing but Bluebeam tools extension, so that you can import. Once it is downloaded, you can import, and then it will appear over here. So right now, one second. So it was where in the downloads. Yeah, this was the download. I will just extract it. Mm, Maybe I'll do it in just D column or D. Okay. and there has to be a BTX file. So you can see there is this landscaping dot tool, I mean underscore tools BTX file. So if I go over here in the tool chest, manage tool sets, and I will say import, and then I can select the BTX file, and then it should come over here. So you can see landscaping tools are now available to me, which I can use. So this way you can create, I mean, import the already available custom libraries. So they have not populated all these tool sets into the profile. Depending upon your requirement, you can download specific tool sets. Similarly, there are some profiles also by default. If you are in the oil and gas vertical, or you are working in the structural steel, you can download these profiles, which we had seen in the profiles over here. So this oil and gas and structural steel was imported from this custom library. So when you download this, it is going to create .bpx file. So this is again a zip file. If you just open it, so it is Bluebeam profile extension. And the same thing we have imported in our profile, and then you can start using it. All right. Uh, so, so we have actually covered all the topics which I had in my mind today, and maybe Shweta, we can start our Q&A session, and followed by the poll that we have. Yes.
Sure, Pushkar. Thank you for the session. Let's take some questions from the audience now. So, anybody who has any questions for Pushkar, please raise your hand or put your queries in the chat or Q&A section.
Are we getting any questions?
Not yet.
Maybe people can just raise their hands,
Yeah.
and maybe you can unmute their mics if they are facing any difficulty in the chat or in the Q&A section. I think some people had raised hands earlier, and we said we would take the question answers at the end of the session.
There's one question, Pushkar. Joydeep Das is asking how much cost of this software for one license.
So, regards to the commercial queries, we can take the email address, and then our sales team or the channel partners will respond to such query. Today, we will talk only about the technical or the functional part. You can take down the email address.
Another question is there. Hemavati CH would like to know if there are any options available for quantity and takeoff.
Yes, actually, in the tools, under the measure, you will be able to use this count for counting the objects, and for that you can use the search tool. Say for example, in this particular area, you want to find out how many doors are there. So you can go to the search and then use the visual search, get the uh, rectangle, and then you search for this particular symbol. Depending upon the sensitivity and the options which are selected over here, it will search for that particular symbol and it will tell you that there are 28 such occurrences. You can just cross check over here. It also shows you at different rotations and all those things. So if you are happy with this, you can maybe select and then do the apply count measurement. And then for every door, there will be a count and you can just rename this as doors. Okay, of course, I mean, I have not covered it in detail. You can refer to our earlier webinar wherein we had covered all about the measurement. So count as well as the measurements like length, area, perimeter, or volume also. So please refer to that webinar. Have I answered your query? I'm not able to see these questions. I don't know why.
It's in the Q&A section.
No, I'm still not able to see it.
So one more
Now I
question is
think,
there.
yes, I think I've started seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're asking, can we export comments report from multiple files?
Uh, yeah, for the comment, either you can merge them into one file because whatever comments are marked on one file, you can extract them as a CSV summary. Okay. So over here, if you want to add more number of files, you can add it from here and then it will extract at one stretch all the reports for all those files. So there is an add option over here. You can add multiple files or you can add a folder or and it's subfolder. So it will take all those files over here and then you can extract the CSV file for, I mean, but with one single file name, right? Okay,
Yeah,
maybe a
okay.
quantity. Can we export comments, reports? Okay. Can you show me any structural steel like beams or columns, etc. Right? So let me see if I have some sample file. So this kind of drawings, right? And like beams or columns, etc. Or maybe let me check. So this is the kind of file and the measurements that have been done. You can also extract the quantities and put it as a BOQ table inside the drawing itself. So whatever you will mark, the length, areas and all those things, they get quantified in the drawing itself. And also there is an extracted Excel sheet. I will just show you for the same project. Would be so this kind of Excel sheet is being generated, basis on which we have created this. There must be a Excel file. Yeah, this one. So Once you get the raw file, then you can further enhance it, something like this. Okay, and then from here you can filter out whichever quantities you want. So you can have only the category of the beams, for example. So all these are nothing but they are beams. They, as per, I mean, the subject, say suppose you want to know how many HSS of this type are there. Okay, and then you can get the length for it. So the length is uh, sum, sum is there, right? Yeah, this is the sum, 63 feet roughly. Okay, so depending upon, I mean, once you get such quantities or things marked in your document, it is very easy for you to filter out and get the estimation done. I think that was, oh, are there many more? Okay, can you show me some? When I start editing Bluebeam file in Adobe Reader, I lose some of the objects made in Bluebeam. Say, for example, additional arrows. How do I retain them? Uh, uh, See, generally it is expected that you use the same applications because the each application's architecture could be different, and especially for the I mean the IP for um, the markups or the measurement tools that you are using could be different for Bluebeam and for Adobe. And moreover, for the engineering drawing, Bluebeam is more, like powerful tool. So you should suggest your users also to use the Bluebeam. It is not necessary that the customer may have the license for it. So in such cases, what happens is when I mean they can create a Bluebeam ID. There is a facility to create a Bluebeam ID, but once they log in over here in the plan, it will say unpaid collaborator, and then it will show you all of I mean the PDF, and I mean it will be a view only kind of access to your user. None of the tools will be highlighted or they will be enabled. They can just view it like how they are viewing it into any other Adobe Reader kind of application. And even this can be opened in the browser also. So generally the browsers have the PDF extensions. So just right click on that file type and open with browser. It should be able to show you. There could be some issue with, I mean, Adobe Reader. Can this identify and count in takeoff the members which is not shown any size profile in drawing? Uh, Actually, whatever is been marked on the drawing, you can search it with the help of the textual information, or with the help of visual information, which I showed you, some symbol like doors you could find out. Or similarly, if you want to search a particular symbol, you should be able to do it. Now, maybe in this case, uh, let me just check. So over here, these were the base plates like type A, type D, type B, something like that. So what we did was we selected this as an image search and then searched it. But if the symbol is also not there and the text information is also not there, then it is not so very intelligent to, like identify those objects on its own. You need to have some reference for it. I think that's all. No more questions.
Any more questions?
And in
Okay,
case,
so I think
if,
Joydeep has one more question. I am allowing him the mic.
yeah, okay. Hello, Jaydeep.
Yeah, Jaideep, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah, Joydeep, your mic is unmute, but we are not able to hear you.
Mm,
Joydeep, what I can do is, I mean, I'm putting, or not only Joydeep, for everybody else, we have our support mail ID, so that I can share it with everybody. And in case if you have any more queries, you can put it to us onto that email and we will try to answer that. So it is india-support@nemetschek.com. I will just try to type it in the chat box. It is india-support at nemetschek.com. Okay. I think there is some new. Yeah, Joydeep has typed in a question. I have a question regarding quantity calculation like brickwork and plaster. So actually today's session was concentrating only on the markups. I would suggest that you refer to our earlier webinar wherein we covered the quantity estimation more in detail. So please refer to that and also refer to various resources that I mentioned in the help and try to find out. See, basically, it can quantify or do the estimation provided that you have some kind of indication in the form of a text or in the form of symbol. If it is there, then it can quantify. Okay. Now say suppose you want to do the plaster, okay, quantity of plaster. So if you have the elevation of your wall for which the plaster is required, then that area can be marked on the drawing itself. So in that case, in the elevation drawing, you will mark for that particular wall the perimeter, or I mean the area, and then that becomes the quantity for you in square feet. Have I answered, Jaydeep? Yeah, understood. Thanks. Great. But anyways, I would suggest that you go through our another webinar session, which was especially for the estimation. Of course, it was conducted for steel, more focus on the steel structure, but the tools are same. I think, Shweta, we have covered almost all the queries. And
okay.
can you run through those balance polls now? And then we will end the session.
So yeah, I think Pushkar was discussing about this. He just mentioned the webinar that we previously had, which was Bluebeam Review Measurements for Steel Estimators and Modelers, right, Pushkar?
Yes, 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 exactly. So you have put it on the
Yeah,
link.
so I'm
In,
just copy pasting the YouTube link of that webinar. So if anybody needs, they can go through it. And also, I have given the link of our YouTube page. So the recording of this session and all our webinars will also be available on our YouTube channel. Apart from that, I have also shared our LinkedIn channel's link. So you can check the channel for the upcoming webinars.